Hey guys, it's your book club bestie. I am bringing you a reading journal update. My scrapbook, brand new. She is cute. She's the moment. Love her. This cute little grandma print. First book I read this year is Saint Anything by Sarah Dessen. Was in a reading slump, sick in bed. Saint Anything is about this girl named Sydney who comes from a very well-off privileged family, and her older brother, who was the golden child, even though he was a bit rebellious, just got arrested. But that's where the story starts off, and we follow Sydney as her family find their new footing and new normal, though also trying to overcome the shame and embarrassment. We're following Sydney. Sydney ends up not wanting to live in her brother's shadow like she's already done this entire time. She requests to move to a new school. At this new school, she begins to make some new friends and is excited about the experience of being able to have her own identity that isn't tethered to her family, or especially her older brother, who was a golden child that had fallen. She meets a really sweet, really cute contemporary family, Chatham family, sweet, quirky, close-knit group who runs a pizza shop near her new school. She makes her new bestie, and then she ends up falling in love with her bestie's brother, even though her bestie initially said that her previous ex-best friend fell for her brother. And so she has like this little moment where she's like, oh dar. You know, you'll read it in the book. So I finished my spread. I'm still trying to figure out what style I kind of like to do. Got my cute little picture. My rating is, thanks for being here. When I was reading Sarah Dessen's work as a middle schooler, I was a hopeless romantic, barely experienced the world, had a very limited skill. One thing that I appreciate a lot more now is that her book is not just about a sweet little romance. It's not just focused on love, boy, and a feeling of love. Sure, our main character, Sydney, is falling in love, but also she's finding her identity, finding herself without being seen as a younger sister to the golden child that had fallen. She's finding her footing and figuring out how to use her voice to stand up to her parents because they don't necessarily see her as an individual. And not only is she deciphering her own feelings and how to articulate them, how to communicate upon them, how to react about them, but then she's also finding the strength to be able to use her voice to stand up to her family and bring that to their attention, because it's also something that they don't even see that they're doing. If you read the book, you'll understand. If you want to talk about it in the comments, we can talk about it in the comments. Since I want to be a published author, I want to write great books. You have a section, kind of my thoughts on how I felt the writer did with the craft of writing. This is really just more for me to kind of reflect, really analyze the art and apply it to my own writing craft and the way I see writing and the intentionality I'd like to have in writing. I'm not really going to share that here. I may do like a quarterly episode about what I've been reading and how that's influenced or shaped my view in writing. And I think that'd be really fun. That's my thoughts. My first reading journal update. Thank you so much for joining. Let me know what you're reading and let's continue the conversation off video. Just chat. Sorry it's been so long. I'll see you next time. Oh.